Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is September 8th, 2025. Um, it was, I'm probably very fortunate. I didn't even turn my charts on till like maybe 9:35, 9:40, something like that. It was definitely after the market opened. But I mean, I was like looking at them going, oh my God, what am I going to do? So then, and like things weren't really moving. And so I videotaped me from the point I turned the charts on to the point I stopped trading. Okay. And there was some cuts in it because sometimes the the software that I'm using to do the videotaping will just randomly just stop. Like it doesn't think I'm doing anything, so it'll just stop. So there's some random parts where it cut, and I gotta see that I'm not videotaping anymore and turn it back on. But anyways, but you'll see the trades. So anyway, so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the ES, which is just a chop shop. And I'm looking at the NQ, which is pretty much just a chop shop. And then I see the RTY looks like it's going south. And the gold is going up, but it didn't have any patterns to it. It was kind of like just randomly deciding to go higher, but it wasn't really something I could trade. So I said, okay, I'm going to focus on this RTY to make this video. That's the point of this intro right now. So then what happened is the patterns were setting up, but they did a nice little tricky pattern, and I want to talk about it. So yeah, they did a nice little tricky pattern. So what they did is, so this is the prior day open, for example, and this is the prior day open. That's this line stands for here on this chart. Okay, and let's just say we're looking at, and this is the RTY. Here's the pattern that they did. So they had price coming running down, running down, running down, running down, running down, and it stopped just about a tick or two from the prior day high. And then it rotated up. And I was like, man, looks like we're just going to have one of those days where there's not any follow through. And I'm talking about it as these candles are forming and stuff. And I'm, like kind of not feeling too, whatever. And then it like rotates back over and it starts going down. Now remember, I have a pivot here that created this pivot here. And I'm like, oh no, are we, because if I break this candle here to the downside, I've broke the candle that pushes it up to my left. So it's like, what am I trading now? Because now I'm still stair stepping down. If you understand what I'm saying, if this rotates back up from here, like that, which would be like your trade possible for the prior day open. Well, I got fortunate. Okay. I didn't have to make that decision. I didn't have to think about it, because what it did instead was it came down, and instead of going one tick from that, it went like 3 ticks from it. So now all of a sudden you do have the bottom and a bottom, and it broke back up. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to miss this trade, because what I'm neglecting to tell you is up here, right up here, is a beautiful target, the overnight open. Okay, somewhere around $900 gap is the overnight open. Okay, and that's what I was focused on. I was like, let me get down to there and let me go to there and get $900, and this will make the world's best video, right? So it rotated up, but then it rotated up and never eclipsed this pivot here to the upside. And then it rotated back down again. Okay? And when it rotated back down again, I was like, wait a second. What's going on here? Now all of a sudden we broke the pivot. We broke 2 pivots to the left, but we finally broke the prior day open. Okay? Now, here's where I got lucky again. And if I'm going to say I got lucky, I'm going to tell you I got lucky. Here's where I got lucky again. It didn't go through by much. I don't know, maybe like 10 ticks. And then this candle here, the one that came down here, this is kind of important. So this is like maybe about 10 ticks. And then the break would have been like right here to the long side if it did go long. And I thought, man, now this is where you got to like think. You got to think like a trader. You got to think what's going on. And, this violated two problems I have right here. It broke 2 pivots, and this is stair-stepping still down. See how that's stair-stepping down? But this was stair-stepping up. So what do we got going on here? So because this is stair-stepping up here, but this was stair-stepping down, I was like, listen, I'm just going to take a trade and see, because I'm only risking $100. Okay? Because I had a pretty deliberate pullback. As a matter of fact, I had a very deliberate pullback to this spot. Okay? And I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to see if it'll do this thing and go back up to here. And I'll get, $900 risking $100. Okay? So I made that executive decision and I took the trade. Well, it did rotate up and I was able to put my stops in spot, and then down it came and knocked me out, and I lost, net of commissions and all, I lost $1. But I was okay with that because I was risking $100, trying to make 900. But here's where it got interesting, okay? When it came back down, it broke down and created, a new low right here. All right, so the candles came down, and I started thinking to myself, okay, maybe I'm going to get a retest of the bottom. You know what I mean? It's like where we do this and this, okay? So I'm sitting there focused on maybe a retest of the bottom. Plus, which you don't know until you see it, but the gold line was coming down, the 1 minute gold line. I thought maybe we'll also get a 1 minute gold line. So we'll have 2 things going in our favor to the downside, okay? Because down below here, in this area right here, is the prior day low, which makes a good target also, okay? So, but instead it rolled up, and it rolled up, and it rolled up, and it rolled up. And I'm like, But it didn't break this. And then it rolled down, and it rolled down, and it rolled down. And there we are. And I said, and it was a very similar scenario to this one, okay, where I'm going to risk $100. But we might have had a crossover retest back to the long side. And all this down here was to just clean out some stops. So, and we had a nice rotation there, like 3 candles in a row on the retest. So I took that long, and I mean, wow, like things changed because this next candle was the rocket. And off we went. So my point is, if you watch the video, you'll see me talking my way through this. And again, rinse, wash, repeat. The patterns, rinse, wash, repeat. Know which one of these things is viable for what you're trying to do, and know which ones are going to be the bullshit fakes. And I talk through this to recognize this as being exactly that. That was the trade. It went all the way, and it went all the way back to here, by the way, just like I originally thought. And it did that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16 minutes, which is pretty good considering today the market wasn't doing anything. And it was never, you were never, ever, ever in a situation where you thought, oh my God, I'm losing money or whatnot. I mean, when this was the candle, that was the trigger, that was the boomerang to throw it back the other way. And anyways, and then I also took now I screwed this trade up right here. Full disclosure, you have to watch the video to see what I did. I mean, I made some good money, but I screwed this trade up. And then I took a beautiful 1 minute gold line trade in the MNQ. And I videotaped that too. Beautiful 1 minute gold line trade. Oh my God. It was like ting, ting. And at the same time, I'm looking at the ES and it's doing the same thing. So I picked the MNQ to take that trade in and it just, and it, boom. So I eclipsed more than half my weekly goal. And I was done by, I don't know, I guess, I don't even know, like 10:30, 11. What time was I done? When did I take that trade out? Hold on here. Oh, right here. It's right trade at 10:48. 10:48. So I turned my stuff on probably about like 9:40, somewhere around there. 10:48. Boom. I had a dollar loss. I had a $380 win, and then I had like on the MNQ, I had like it was over 25 points, but it was like, since it was the MNQ, it wasn't a lot of money. It was, I guess, $120, $130 win net of commissions, somewhere in there. I'm over $500 for the week. I am trying, it's a long story, but I'm trying to figure out how to, I've got this thing called EV Mux or something it's called. It's this other software, not the one I use to videotape this stuff, but another one that's supposed to allow me to link to YouTube so I can be actually trying to show these things live off my screens, and I just can't figure out how to use it. I screwed around with it yesterday on Sunday, so I'm gonna try to figure this out because I want to try to take these. I mean, listen, man, it's markets like today. It's very easy for me to sit there as long as my screens are going. Very easy for me to sit here and go, all right, guys, this is the one I'm looking at. I mean, you look at the MNQ trade I took, man, I hit two out of three. Hold on, maybe the other RTY was good too. Yeah. Every RTY, I would say 2 RTY trades I took, boom, green candles to the long side, and the MNQ trade I hit was huge green candle to the long side. And this on a day where the market really wasn't moving much. So I was identifying premier spots to take these trades. One of them just didn't have any follow through because they were going to play this game right here before they actually really moved it. They were going to play some more games around the PriorDay Open. So I just patiently sat on my hands and waited until they showed their head. And right here, they showed their head. So out of all this garbage going on here, I only took 2 attempts. 2 attempts. Patience. Waiting for it to show its head. If it isn't going to show its head, I don't want to get anxious and take trades that I'm going to regret I took. All right? Bye. All right, everybody. It's September 8th, 2025. I turned my charts on probably about 5 minutes ago. It is 9:45 Eastern Standard Time, and I am looking at the RTY. Why am I looking at the RTY? Well, because right now the ES is doing this, which is garbage, and the NQ is doing this, which is garbage. So the only one that seems to be picking a direction for right now is the RTY. And now it hasn't been glamorously down, but it's heading down. I'm trying to see if I can get a little acceleration into the prior day open and maybe get a rotation back. We have 1, 2, hopefully 3 candles in a row minimum heading down here. We've been going down for quite a bit. So I'm hoping that, the rubber band is still stretching as we move to the downside. And maybe I can get a rotation back to the upside. Gold, I mean, I've kind of glanced at it, but it hasn't really started moving into any directions until like right now. Anyways, let me just focus on this equity trade possible. See if I can get something out of it. To be honest, it's like the market looks a little lackluster. I mean, there's don't go up yet, please. Come on. Don't go up yet, please. Come on, go down. Come on, go down, please. Go down first. Oh, Jesus. Oh, crap. Oh, man, I'm just frustrating. Just freaking frustrating. Just freaking frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. There's no news today for me to worry about. This is really about my peak time to start looking for a trade. It's like 9:45 to say 10:30. But this missed this rotation. Man, that's frustrating. This missed this rotation by a tick or two. Well, let me see here. Let me do the math here. By 1 tick. Missed that rotation by 1 freaking tick. And then look at it. Just frustrating. Just frustrating. Just frustrating. Yeah, it's probably going to go right back to the open. That was what I was looking for, was that rotation right there. I wanted ding, 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 ding. I wanted it to pierce and then take the break. So let me bring this up as a possible alternative. Let me see if this will shrink. Will this shrink? Oh, yeah, it will. Okay, all right. Let's hold this over here for now. Okay. Let's see if I can get a... see if I can get a 1-minute gold line here in gold. It's not fully cooperating either. Are you going to break that top too? Are you going to break that top too? Yeah, you did. I mean, there you go. Some days the stuff just doesn't hit, man. It just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit. If I was in this one, because we had pierced this is the prime opportunity to kind of, have your stop like somewhere around here at even. And I'm going to tell you right now, because you crossed over and sat on top of that 9, I hear they're cleaning out the stops. Great opportunity would be right here, the break of this candle to the upside for an additional candle. Did this one break this top? Nope. So if you're following the tops that broke, your stop is actually here. Look at that. Look at that. See, and we missed it by, I mean, literally, again, same scenario as here, just didn't have the pull down that we're looking for. Which usually means when you don't have the pull down that you're looking for, I have found that usually means you're not going to have the push that you're looking for either. Like it's a two-sided coin. When the stretching is going one way, then the reaction is going the other. And so, so here's the thing to take out of what I'm saying. So if you're not getting the stretching this way, then the sling the other way is usually not as strong either. So it's harder to hit your targets. If I'm making sense, because you're not getting, it's like, again, like the rubber band, the more you pull that rubber band back before you let it go, the further it flies. It's the same concept, same exact concept, exact same concept. This is sad. This is truly sad. Let me see. Do I have anything below this? Because see, here's the funny part about this too. This is this would have been a potential 1 minute gold line to the short side because we hadn't been there yet, but it broke it over to the top. So I mean, it's like you're just, yeah. Not that I would take one into the prior day open, but I'm just saying. Oh, man. Not every day you can make money. Well, at least I can't. Not every day. Maybe some people can, but I can't. I got to have the right market conditions for me to make money. Today just doesn't. I mean, again, I'm going to go back to this just for fun, just to show you this. But I mean, look at this. This is the ES. Okay, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? And if this is the main one guiding the equity markets, what kind of guidance is it given? You see what I'm saying? And then also, you kind of add on to this before the market even opened. Here's your current day high, current day low, and this is your current day high. The whole gap of the RTY was very narrow. Very narrow. Matter of fact, if I can do my poor math, it's about 16 points. 16 points total from here to here, even after the market opened. Hell, before the market opened, it was less than that because it did push the high up a little bit. It did push the high up a little after the open. Oh my God, that's bad. That is not good. And I'm looking at the NQ, and it's a similar to this, except to the long side. Ironically, it's to the long side. This is to the downside. And the ES is completely freaking flat since the open. Yep. And see, these are the type of days so far. Things could change. Things could pick up pace. My markers might start hitting and my entries may start getting clear. But as of right now, they're not. And these are the days that if you don't sit on your hands, I mean, you're going to have to be lucky. You're going to have to be extremely lucky. Now, for example, gee, guess what just happened right over here? We missed our pivot here. We missed our prior day open right here by a tick. This rotates up, comes down. Nice big pullback here. Boom, doom. You know what this is, don't you? It's the W pattern. The problem is it never started from a spot that I have confidence in, because you had this pivot here. And then when this rotated back down from this high, you had this pivot here. And therefore, this rotation should go up through here, back up this way. That's what should happen. But I'm not going to trade that. I'm just talking out loud of what I anticipate happening. Let me see here. Are we potentially, let me look. Wow. Oh. Let's see if we're potentially getting a 5-minute red line in gold. I mean, I'm willing to take a 5-minute red line in gold at 10 o'clock, because remember, gold's been open since 8:20, not 9:30. It just gets a little more active at times at 9:30. See that it did this nice big run. Man, I mean, the volatility in gold lately has just been insane. I swear, like it was literally like a week ago. It was down in the 3,400s. Now it's back up to 3,675. And you got to remember, every tick in gold is $10. Just like every tick in oil is $10. That's why I'm focused on gold and not oil. I mean, oil doesn't have the volatility right now to make any damn money. But gold has ridiculous amounts of volatility to make money. That's why I've said it's nothing to be in a gold trade and have it go, say 50 ticks and make $500. Because the damn thing's just ridiculous rotations. Whereas when oil's sitting at $63 a barrel right now, and yesterday it was, say $63.75, it has a hard time doing a rotation of 50 ticks. Am I making sense? So let's just look at oil today, just for fun, because I do look at it. Like, I monitor these things. It's like I'm not ignoring it. Am I going to get it? Oh wait, I got the wrong one. Wait, where's the newer one? Why is it not loading? Oh my God, I bet I didn't save my charts, because I already did this. All right, there it is. All right, so, ooh, wow, oil had a nice move today. Holy cow. No way. Yeah, oil had a nice move today. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Prior day open. Tink. I just think the stuff is funny. I think it's funny. Holy shit, there it is, right there. Right there. That is funny, which also now it happens to be the current day high. So it went from there to there, which is, with all that big, huge move, even, let's just talk about it. 63.34. But it did go over $1,000. Well, that's cool. I mean, but you had to get this huge move. I mean, again, are these markets manipulated? I mean, if you don't see that, then I mean, are you not paying attention? Of course they're manipulated. That is wonderful in gold, in oil. But see, even that was like, what is that? 7:53. It hit through there. Now it's 10 o'clock. You know, big rotation. I get it. That's a big rotation. Big rotation. That was cool. But I mean, again, that's that's what oil is. Look at the day before. I mean, you're just rotating in the same spots. Oil's really just not been doing anything lately. That was a nice move, I will admit. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest here. That was a beautiful move. And now it's finally hit the prior day close. When's the last time we were there? Let me blow this up while we're sitting here. Okay, about late Sunday night. Blew up over. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. So just look at this. So we go up and over the prior day open. I mean the overnight open. Touch it, and that rotates all the way. All the way to the prior day close, and then they liquidated it all the way back down. Are the markets manipulated? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Go ahead. Tell me. Everybody tell me. You give me your opinion. Is the markets manipulated? Are the markets manipulated? All right, let's see here. What do we got going on? Should I have paid attention to this trade? I don't know. Let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I suppose I could have. Damn it. Come on down here. Let me look. Oh. I'm going to take a chance here that this is going to be a rotation. Come on. I got to get in first. Oh, man. Screwing around looking at gold. I mean oil, sorry. All right, we're in. And we're going to put our stop below this candle right here. Come on. Well, come on. There you go. All right. All right, hold on here. I don't want to knock myself out. Okay, here we go. Come on. If I can rotate up and then sit on top of that 9 EMA, I might look to add. I've got to be away from my break even to do that. Okay, let's go. What do we got? 17 seconds. I would really like this next candle to open and then pop across this candle. So I really need the next candle to open and pop across this candle. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Come down and chase out some stops. I got you. I'm good with that. Now let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I need you to pop this candle to my left, please. I'm trying to figure out how much am I risking right now? About $100. Yeah, about 100. this could become a big trade. I'm risking about $100, but this could become a big trade. This could really become a big trade. I mean, this could really become a big trade. I'm thinking about this right now. This could become a big trade. Pop through that, please. Okay, there we go. Now we can start settling in, hopefully. All right, this could become a really big trade if I get lucky, because what I'm looking for is it to rotate up and then sit on top of the 9. Maybe give me an opportunity to add some more contracts where I'm just kind of moving my break even up to somewhere up here. And now I'm looking for, something bigger, but this has got a whole, oh man, don't clean me out yet. Come on, don't do that. All right, Jesus. I'm going to hold the bottom of this candle right here. You're going to take me out, aren't you? I want to hold the bottom of this candle right here, the one to the left, as my stop, because we did pop the top of it. That's my spot. Come on. I mean, now I'm risking like, I don't know, maybe $40 or something. But I'm really looking for something bigger. This 9 EMA is pissing me off. This 9 EMA is really pissing me off. Come on. I think we're all right now. I think we're all right now. I do. Okay. All right. I think we're all right. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. We're good. We're getting good. We're getting good now. All right. Jesus. I had to check my video. I didn't even know if I was still recording. I am. Okay. All right. Let me get this out of the way. How do I move this? There we go. Let me get this out of the way. And let me blow this back up so we can kind of see what's going on here. This was kind of risky, but I thought they were going to come test this spot. I say kind of risky because we meandered here a couple times, and then we broke this pivot on the way back down. But then I looked at it and I'm like, well, it's pretty direct. We went from here to here, all in straight candles. And I'm looking for a huge return versus what I'm risking. I mean, I was risking like $100. I haven't done the math yet to the upside, but I think this to this is probably about $900. If I get lucky and I can get a rotation and then a crossover, if I can get a rotation and then on top of the gold line where I can add, that would be really nice. Really need this to keep going long. Come on, guys, don't do this. Oh my God, they're going to take me out. Excuse me. Jesus, I thought they were going to take me out there. But I've just, in my evolution of my trading, I understand this is a couple $100 and I'm not belittling a couple $100, but I'm just looking for bigger moves now to get the stress of trading over. If I see something bigger, I want to try to take it. This was, that was, again, manipulation. You saw that. Look at how they ran it down, then ran it right back up. That is total manipulation to clean out the stops before what they're really going to do is now going to run it up, hopefully. Again, I still have a couple pivots in my way. And I have not locked in with my stop any place comfortable for me to make a decent amount of money. But that's what they're counting on from beginner traders, is you to put your stop somewhere where they can just clean it out before they actually make a bigger move. And that's exactly what this just did. So hopefully we can get some push to the long side. Again, the market doesn't have much movement today. It's like pulling teeth. Come on, guys. Come on. The thing about the RTY is it's kind of like gold. If it gets moving, it can really travel. If it just gets moving, it can travel, because the volume's light enough that if it decides that no, we don't want to be down here anymore, we want to be up here, it can do it. It can do it relatively fast. Yeah, if they decide, yeah, we don't want to be down here anymore, we want to be up here, I mean, they can do it pretty fast. Even though the market is just dormant. I'm looking at NQ, man, and it's not moving. I'm looking at the NQ right now. I don't want to throw it up on the screen here because I got too many things going on, but it can go, I mean, it's just sitting there. Come on, guys. Oh my God. The bad news right now is the ES and the NQ are rolling over to the downside right now. They definitely are. They are rolling over to the downside. God dang it. Come on. Come on, RTY. I mean, even right now, if I just close it out, I mean, it's just $200. I mean, I need something bigger. Oh my God. This is truly painful. This is why you enjoy this is why you enjoy those days, like one day last week with gold, where I went from the prior day open to the overnight open in like 2 minutes. that's when you appreciate those days, because this is brutally freaking painful. Come on, man. Oh shoot. Yep, I just got knocked out. Yep, I just got knocked out. So all that for nothing. All that for nothing. Let me see if we get a W pattern. Let me just kind of watch this, because we could get a W pattern here, where this starts pivoting back up. See, we had multiple candles in a row to the downside. We are going to look for a rotation back to the long side before this pivot gets broken right there. So our focus right now is this pivot right here. Sorry, my video cut off. We're looking, our focus right now is this pivot right here, and then a rotation that way. So we had a sequence of candles to the downside again. So what I'm looking for is a rotation back to the long side after they've cleaned out all these stops. So let me put my buy up there. All right. So see how we had a sequence, we had a pivot here and a sequence down. What we're hoping for is a pivot to be created at the bottom. We have to imagine one being there because we're not going to know it till after the fact. But when you get a nice smooth sequence down and you've done something like this in a direction that you intend it to go, then I'm looking for it to do that. If it crashes down and breaks this pivot here, just forget it. All game's off. This is brutal, man. This is just totally brutal. All right, well, we're still going down. Still going down. Haven't broken that pivot to the left on the downside, so we're good there. Everything's good. We're just sitting on top of the prior day's open. Just sitting on top of it. God, this is just atrociously painful. We're going to break that pivot. Well, we're equal with it right now. Equal. We're equal. We're equal. We broke it to the downside. Forget it. So we're done. We're done. We're done on any longs. Okay. So did you notice how I managed that though and didn't take a loss? I mean, let me see what my P&L says. I might be down some commissions or something. Yeah, I'm down $1.52. So, I mean, I took a trade that would potentially make me $900, if not more, if I did some add-ons. And I end up losing $1.52. I mean, that's trading. That's a trading loss. I had a loss, but it was $1.52. That's a pretty good result for a loss. I lost $1.52. Now I did walk away from the opportunity to make maybe $200. But I mean, then I've got to make the $200. Let's just talk out loud here. But then I got to make that $200 like 6 times. Like 4 or 5 times to make up for the one trade that if I did get the right rotation, I already got out of the way. You know what I mean? Which means it creates more of an opportunity for me to make a mistake, more of an opportunity for me to lose my mental focus and make a bad decision, or for my trades to screw up. With my we've all had the internet go down and then all of a sudden we're trying to figure out how to close out positions. I mean, there's just multiple things that can happen the more you expose yourself to the market. Or, you're in a trade and there's a crash, in an instrument because, somebody reported something on the news. So you're just exposing yourself to more opportunities for things like that. Then if I'd have gotten that rotation and it went back to the current day open and I made $800-900, and it's over with, practically my week is over with if that would have happened. So let me, I'm looking at the markets, man. I am not seeing doo-doo squat. Let's look at this for a second. Prior day low right here. Let me see. Could we possibly get a retest down? That's possible because not only that, we have a potential 1 minute gold line too. So let me look at this as a potential short here because we might be able to get a short. to the downside, heading towards this direction. That's very possible. The ES is going down. It's starting to break out of its consolidation zone to the downside. I'll show it to you here real quick. See, this is its lowest point right here. It just broke that. Its lowest point in quite a while, since 8 o'clock this morning. It just broke it to the downside. So the ES may be heading south. And maybe I should potentially look at the RTY doing the same thing. So here we are. I got to wait for this candle to close. We had a pretty tall candle this way. I'm not very excited about that. I'm going to put this on the chart, but I'm going to stare at this really hard. This kind of made me nervous. Yeah. Forget that. I mean, we're just, yep. Yep, another indecisive market. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's not every day. Again, it's not every day you can just jump in the market and print money. And Mondays can be pretty lackluster. Just like Fridays, especially Friday afternoon. Mondays can be lackluster. They sure can. All right, let's look at this. I'm willing, if the pattern stays with me, I'm willing to try potentially a crossover retest to the long side. All right, again, of the prior day open. So I need this thing to kind of settle right here. Don't be taking off on me. I need this thing to kind of settle. The NQ is starting to roll back up. The ES is, I don't know what the ES is doing. The ES is a shit show today so far. So let's see here. That would be it right there. So we crossed over, we pierced it by a tick or two ticks. So we might be able to get a rotation to the long side. We shall see. I would prefer this candle to close inside this candle. That's what I would prefer. And therefore give me a better spot to be entering from. Lower the price. That's what I would prefer. Got about 20 seconds for that to happen. It's not inside it anymore, but because it just ticked down another tick below it. Now it's 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 4 ticks. All right, well, whole bunch of ticks. All right. I'm still okay with that. I'm still okay with that. Come on. It's starting to meander way too much for me. So meaning I'm starting to get consolidation jitters on my part. Meaning that we're in consolidation. We had a big move here, this stuff, and now we're not going anywhere. So I'm getting a little nervous, to be honest. But I'm willing to risk $100 or so, because I can see a nice deep target to take if I can get a rotation here. But I am starting to get a little nervous. Because we are starting to show signs of consolidation. It's been quiet here today. Anybody notice my phone's not dinging in the background over and over again? Here we go. I got to get my target out of the way now. By the way, we also created a W pattern here from this point, rotation to this point. So I'm going to run that up to here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now we're starting to break some pivots to the upside. This is good news. Now we're starting to break some pivots to the upside. And by the way, ES is, let's go over here and look at this just for fun. What am I doing here? No. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, I closed out my trade. See, I screwed up. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I closed out my trade. Damn it. $356. I closed out my trade. Oh my God. I got excited and wasn't paying attention. I had the stop that I had my hands on. I thought I had the target. Damn it. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue as if this was still, oh my God. I'm such an idiot. I am such an idiot. Man, I got distracted. Remember I was saying something about my phone? I didn't realize I had a message, so I was responding to it. Then I looked up at my chart. Couldn't tell if I had my stop on me or my target. And I was thinking my target, even though it's obvious I didn't have my target, because my target was all the way up at the top where I had put it. Anyways, if this rotates back down after breaking this pivot, I'm going to look to go long, because that would be where I would be adding on my contracts. I'm just going to continue to trade this as if it was the way it was, if I can, if it gives me a chance. What should happen is this: now that it's broke this pivot, it should rotate back down here and then go long. But I don't know. God, I'm just such an idiot. I got out somewhere right around in here, I think, because I was in here. I'm up. So I got 37 ticks on this. Let's do the math here. 82.3 and 3.7 plus. So I was out at exactly 86. I got out exactly here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of work our way back into this trade. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to work my way back into this trade if I can. I think we're going to rotate back to the gold line, because we always do that. We always rotate back to this gold line after we cross over. I shouldn't say always, but when you break a major pivot, you work your way back to the gold line and then you continue your path. Frickin' idiots. By the way, I may just skip that idea because we might have right here. Let me shrink this up. I might have a 1 minute gold line getting ready to set up right here in the NQ. Let me bring that back down here. God dang, I can't believe I did that. I mean, I believe it. I just stopped paying attention. Okay, here we go. Here's the 1 minute gold line right here in the NQ. I'm just trying to reestablish my initial trade here at a better spot. What an idiot. I was in at 60. I mean, I got out at 60. I did the math. I'm out at 60. So I'm up $380 or something like that. I think it was $380. Oh man, it's going to run away from me. Maybe not. Maybe not. Right here. Come on. Come back and get me. Put me in where I was. Oh, you dog. Okay, we got this 1 minute gold line. See, we had a crossover. We had a daily high. All that stuff. This one, I freaking made the mistake and got out at 86.0. Oh, man, what an idiot. What a freaking idiot I am, man. What a bitch. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me get out of this. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Man, I can't believe I screwed that up. Jesus. Cannot believe I screwed that up. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! What is going on? Jesus. All right, come on. What is going on? Like I don't know. My mouse seems to be moving my screen more than I am. It's like I move it, but then it moves like, if I move it like, to the left a little, it moves like 3 spaces over. It's like, what the hell's going on? All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go. By the way, the exact same trade as this NQ trade set up in the ES. I mean, the exact same trade. I can't show it right now because I'm, in the midst of this trade. But the ES trade is the exact same trade. And it's going long too. Come on, guys. Come on. Man, I lost so much money over there. So out at 86, I'm looking up here to go to like 91, which is about another $500 more. I'm just so frustrated right now. That was just so stupid. Just so stupid. I wasn't paying attention. I shouldn't allow myself to be distracted by stupid text message asking me something. It's just total screw up on my part. Total screw up. But I was in a good trade, obviously. And I'll take the $380. Trust me. I mean, I'm very happy I can figure out how to stare at a chart and make $380. Trust me. And here's the other thing. What's nice is that the trade I told you guys was going to happen, meaning even when I was in it, that's where it is. So I mean, it's nice to also know how to take a trade that's going to make you $900 if I wasn't such an idiot. But I mean, I did everything right except touch my stop and relocate it wrong. Anyways, I'm going to try to see if I can get some of that money back right here. I don't know how much this is going to be worth if I can get to my target, but ES is already busted through this high right here. So I'm assuming the NQ is about to do the same thing, meaning on its rotation, the ES busted through its high. So I'm assuming the NQ is going to do the same thing. At least I'm hoping. At least I'm hoping. That's not good. That is not good. That is not good. Damn it. Come on, NQ. Boy, that RTY trade was absolutely fucking beautiful. Just excuse me for my swearing there, but that was a beautiful trade. That would have been a beautiful $900. That would have been a beautiful $900. It hasn't gotten to that point yet, but it's about 15 ticks away. It's traveled the bulk of the trip. Let's put it that way. It's traveled the bulk of the trip. Now, right now, yeah, I'd be probably picking that red line as my target. So on the RTY one, which is 91, which 91 would have been another $500, which would have put my trade at like an $870 trade. $870. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. All right, come on, NQ. You really need to go because you're the one not breaking through the top. that's kind of made me nervous. It did not bust through the top. So it really is showing signs that it's going to run out of gas here. Let me just for a quick second here, I'll show you what I mean on the ES. If you look, here's the, okay, it finally did. I see how the ES had the crossover retest, exact same trade, crossover retest, and then it went through right here. It went through where this one stopped. Then it went through again. This one's going. So we're in a good place on this trade. You know, I'm not risking much money anyways because it's the MNQ, but it would be nice to get it to go, you know, up to the high. That would be nice, but I don't really know. I don't really know if it's going to have that much gas. And this trade worked out perfectly. Just I'm not in it. That would have been a nice $900 right there. Right now, I am up $500 total, net of commissions and all. Right now, if I close this out right now, so I gotta get this to keep running back up. Come on. It's come on, guys. Wow. I am staring at the ES. I'm watching what it's doing. It's trying. It is. There's just not much effort going through the top of these rotations of the high. There's just not much, you know, once they get there, they're just not following through. I'm kind of thinking about just taking my $500 and calling it a day. Yep, kind of thinking about just taking my $500 and calling it a day. All right, yeah, rotate up for me. Do that. Rotate, please. Come on. It's a beautiful trade. Beautiful 1 minute gold line trade. Just the market's just really not just not really doing much. Come on. Wow. Yeah, there is just not much going on here. All right, here we go. Come on, here we go. Go. The ES went through its top. Why are we not going through it? Well, here it is. I mean, yeah, I probably took this to the extreme and got greedy. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Of course, it's the MNQ, so I mean, we're not talking heavy money one way or another. I sure could use this to run up though and close out my day. I don't normally P&L watch, but I am watching it right now because I'm going to be really mad if I don't at least get $500 today after screwing up that trade. That RTY trade, I'm really going to be kind of upset with myself. Shoot. Yeah, come on, guys. What is the problem here? what is the problem here? Let me do this. I think that's going to get me at least $500. Let me do that. Let me just get it out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I said I think it's going to get me at least $500. How about 501? How about $501.26? So my total was 530. I knock out commissions for the trades I showed you and shit. I got $501, which is half my goal for the week. You saw I took some very low stress trades. I screwed this one up big time because I just should have had $900 right to that target right there. Would have been 870, 880, 900, somewhere in that range. That trade right there. But anyways, I make mistakes too, folks. And the thing is I sit here and put them right on YouTube. And that mistake was a big one. Anyways, all right, everybody have a good day. I'm done. I got to get some work done. It's Monday. I'm just going to take my $501.26 a call today. That, by the way, beautiful 1 minute gold line. Here we are down here, crossover, Donchian Channel high, happen to be a current day high also. Bang, bang. That is a beautiful trade. As a matter, and on a one NQ contract, which just would have been a nice non-stress trade, that's $500. That one right there, just 25 points right to here, would have been $500 alone. That one trade. But I took it in the MNQ. Today's actually a good day to have probably been trading the NQ because it's not acting spastic. I should have probably just flipped it over to the NQ. That's my own fault. I wasn't really thinking of taking any NQ trades, to be honest with you. And then this thing set up right in front of my face, and I jumped on it. All right, everybody have a good day. Bye.